And now the royal car arrives at the front door of the Odeon Cinema, Leicester Square, and you can hear the crowd cheering.
Princess Margaret in red velvet with a diamanted top.
Sir John Davies, in his first year as president of the Cinema and Television Benevolent Fund. There's His Royal Highness Prince Philip, Prince Charles, greeting Alan Harris Quelch, and a stunning silver, glimmery, shining look at the Princess of Wales. And behind them, Deborah Moore, the daughter of Roger Moore, with Prince Albert of Monaco.
Charles Jarrott again, whom we saw earlier, director of Last Horizon, also the director of Anne of the Thousand Days and Mary, Queen of Scots, making a total of 3 out of the last 4 royal performances that he has directed. Married to an actress himself, Catherine Blake, well known in Canada particularly.
And there's Mrs. Mona Gray, a moment that she has been waiting for so excitedly tonight. The glisten in her eye, the smile on her lips. A veteran of the industry who entered the film business in the same year as Charlie Chaplin. And she took over management of the White Palace in Pontypridd, Glamorgan in 1918, and she's still managing this theatre today at the age of 88.
And now we come to the theatrical members who are to be presented to the Queen. Simon Ward, who the Queen obviously remembers from the film Young Winston, who last year got the Variety Club of Great Britain Award for the Best Actor of the Year, and he is now in for a Golden Globe Award as well.
Queen Mother is now meeting David Frost, complete with OBE. No doubt explaining his very heavy travel commitments that he has every week to and from the United States.
The camera's flashing as we look at the Circle Lounge. Alan Harris Quelch leading the way up to the presentation area in the Circle Lounge, past these wonderful flowers, the orange lilies, pink peonies, sweet william.
On to Rachel Roberts, Best Actress of the Year for her performance in Saturday Night and Sunday Morning. Rachel currently working on a television play and also a film.
Lady Chatterley's lover. And the lovely Jane Birkin, the daughter of the actress Judy Campbell. She plays the part of Christine Redfern. She made her acting debut as a deaf mute in Carving a Statue. She's just finished work on the French film La Fille Prodigue. Very softly draped cowl neckline for Jane Birkin. Patrick Meaney, British born but now Californian based. He plays Tibbet in the film, ostensibly a racehorse trainer, but actually one of Bond's fellow agents.
What are you looking for?
Beef burgers, bangers, braised steak.
Look under R.
Casserole, chicken and chops.
Look under R.
And how about stew and steak and kidney and shepherd's pie?
But every meat dish begins with R.
Oh, ready for dinner then?
Bisto, crowns and seasons and thickens, all in one.
Ah, Bisto.
Meet Orville, the albatross. Bernard and Bianca, the secret agents. Penny, the prisoner. Evinrude, the outboard dragonfly. Nero and Brutus. And the outrageous Madame Medusa.
I've got to have the devil's eye.
Oh, we tackled it. That's it.
Walt Disney Productions super animated fantasy, The Rescuers. Odeon St. Martin's Lane and all over London for all the family now.
Hey, Mr. Dennis! Mr. Dennis! Go!
How are you, Basil?
Oh, hello, Mr. Dennis. Go! I say, I bet you surprised a few people then, Mr. Dennis. Go! I didn't know you couldn't sing.
Have you ever worn a guitar? Hmm?
I was only kidding, Mr. Dennis. That was smashing. They liked it too, didn't you?
Yeah!
cool, the place is full of Sweeney boppers. You know, I believe a lot of policemen do pop singing as a hobby. A sort of Bobby hobby. Boom, boom! Oh, look at that. Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're trying to find a new beat, you see, Basil. Boom, boom!
I'll do the jokes.
When?
I wouldn't mind being a policeman. I like the uniform.
Copper on the beat, it's a great job.
Yeah, I'll say it's better than walking the streets.
Boom, boom! I'll tell you what, you'd be good in a fuzz.
Really?
Yeah, you've got enough of it, haven't you?
Watch it. Watch your game. That's got to stop for the start.
It has.
Yes.
No, but I think you're too short for old Bill.
Old Bill who?
Old Bill? Huh? That's what some people call the police.
Oh, yeah?
I'll tell you what, though.
Yes.
You could help old Bill, you know, sometimes. Well, everybody could.
You mean, if we see something dodgy going on?
That's it, mate.
Oh.
Old Bill's got a special telephone line.
So you can help him combat crime.
So if you see a crime, then don't waste time.
Just pick up the blower and dial 999.
Basil, that's one of the best mm-ms I've ever heard.
Your mum's not so bad either.
From the local Nick, they move in quick as fast as Kevin Keegan.
When trouble's in the air, the first one's there are you and Inspector Regan.
On many a case we've had to face a nasty with a shooter.
And you always win when you get stuck in and punch 'em up the Uter.
When the mobile chasers come along,
Zip car, when they get the call that something's wrong, the zip car's on its way. They're on the prowl all night, on patrol all day.
When they nick somebody who's doing her wrong, they're going to put him away.
Starting on Wednesday on BBC One, The Day of the Triffids, a chilling serial based on John Wyndham's classic story. A global catastrophe threatens humanity with a deadly form of plant life.
If it were a choice of survival between a blind man and a triffid, I know which I'd put my money on.
Not at all, not a bit of it. And what about these old Stockhaven and Storman? What about them then?
PWL. I think they're rather funny actually, but I do think that the most of the records they turn out are crap. But at least it's putting some money back into the business. But it amazes me that the British people will buy the kind of things that they do. I mean, it's like pop stars for the soap generation, isn't it? Really? Like...
Soap, yeah, soap neighbours. Now we're getting there.
Yeah, the neighbours are getting close.
You know which way?
I know what you're going to say.
You know what I'm going to say, didn't you?
It's one of my all-time favourite records coming up.
Carly Minogue, old Jason.
I can't believe anybody bought this.
Well, they did, didn't they?
They did, didn't they? They don't buy my records. Bastards.
But no, steady.
Oh, sorry.
But it's because you don't like it, Mark.
Yes. Roland.
It's because you don't like it.
It's because I find it insulting, to be honest.
I
find it a shame that the British people find this to be entertainment.
It's because you
I'll
don't
probably never sell another record again now.
Just shut up.
Oh, sorry.
Because you don't like it, we're going to play it. If you like me, stay tuned. Anyway, back in a minute.
Next to David, the lovely Diahann Carroll, talking to the Queen Mother.
A spectacular dress the Queen's wearing, and now she gets a well-earned laugh. I don't have to introduce Morecambe and Wise. Everyone will want to know what that joke was.
Judi Dench, looking very delightful. Recently, in fact last week, received the British Academy Award for Best Television Actress for her roles in A Fine Romance, Cherry Orchard and Going Gently. Prince Charles with Grace Jones, the hooded lady of the night. And perhaps the most dramatic makeup that I have ever seen.
A spectacular dress. And quite a humorous turn of mind the Queen has herself.
He hasn't bothered to change the plug. Electricity can kill. Fix things properly.
For New Year's Day 1986, a film portrait of the man who created and discovered the early rock and roll stars, Larry Parnes.
I used to like to sit with my artists who were on the various shows and discuss every aspect of their act, the amount of songs they were going to do, the length of time they were going to do, their clothes, their makeup, everything.
And a chance to jam with guitar great Carl Perkins and a few friends. Rock into 86 with Channel 4.
My main boot.
The communists must realize that they cannot crush their opponents, and our assistance can ensure that the freedom fighters are not crushed.
Some of you may have noticed that for the past few years, Britain has been invaded by the Italians, the Germans, the Japanese, and the French. Now we have the means to fight back. The new Austin Metro. The new Metro is so aerodynamic that in town or on the open road, the Metro HLE achieves outstanding fuel economy. The new Metro has a split-action rear seat to let you choose between more space or more seats. And to help send the invaders back where they came from, the new Austin Metro goes 12,000 miles or 1 full year between services. It all adds up to a car with unbeatable value. The new Austin Metro. A British car to beat the world.
Remember, Captain, the British passed the port.
Da, the Russian passed the port.
Yes.
Guten Morgen!
Morning, Klaus.
Ah, Café Haag.
Yes.
Smells good.
Tastes all right, too.
Café Haag is naturally decaffeinated for a richer, smoother flavor.
Enough for two, yeah?
You're absolutely right.
Café Haag. When coffee tastes this good, who needs caffeine?
Roger's very glamorous Italian wife. They met on a film set of an Italian film. They've been married for some 23 years. Apparently Roger said it was love at first sight. And there is Special Agent 007 Roger Moore, the star of the film, talking with the Princess of Wales.
Yes, Mrs. Bernstein stepping forward. She'll join the royal party in the box. And little Anthony Jervis, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jervis, Vice President of the Cinematographic Exhibitors Association. A solemn gift. Marvellous. He can't believe the dress.
Lovely laughter we can hear now as the Queen says hello to Tippi Hedren in her very glittery dress. Background, a gentleman with glasses is Sir Patrick Meaney, who's chairman of the rank organisation with the brown glasses. And the Princess of Wales meeting now Duran Duran, the pop group that have recorded the theme music for A View to a Kill. A moment that they were very much looking forward to as Roger Taylor, Andy Taylor, Nick Rhodes, John Taylor and Simon Le Bon. It's their 13th hit single, and they co-wrote the song with John Barry. Cubby Broccoli standing in the background there, and John Taylor and Simon Le Bon talking with the Princess of Wales. My goodness, I wonder what's being said. Prince Philip is causing a great deal of laughter out there.
We had a very interesting director, rather radical Italian director.
Name of?
Tinto Brass. Sounds like a sort of a cleaner for knives and forks, doesn't it? But anyway, so the idea was about Caligula, and I've always found this Roman emperor a really fascinating man, and the idea behind it was interesting, and I wanted to do it not as the Robert Graves, I Claudius Caligula. I wanted to make him to play him as a sane man, and I wanted to show that Caligula tried to destroy the Roman Empire from the top, from the inside, from the very top. In other words, to make him an anarchist, you see. And I thought that was a very interesting idea, so that his madness was thought out, and he was provoking all the institutions of Rome. Now, that was my idea, and that's what I tried to do.
Was that Gore Vidal's idea?
Yes, in part
Initially?
it was. Initially, yes.
Yeah.
And that's when I met with him. He was the one who wanted me to play the part.
Right.
And that is why I got interested. Now, the money, the people that put up the money for this thing, as you know, is Bob Guccione and Penthouse Films, as they've now become. Now, I'm just an actor, you see, in a thing. You don't really know and find out who's putting up the money. It's like Warner Brothers or Paramount, or they're just there to put the money up, and somebody pays for it, and you get off and you make the film. Unfortunately, of course, in this particular case, a lot of pornographic, explicit material, and I know that you've seen part of it anyway, was added a year later. They shot this stuff, and so if I do a close-up and look away, and I could be looking at a wall or something, they'd put in 2 penthouse pets, you see. So that the cast really were betrayed, but it's a betrayal, I think, of the talents involved.
I can't believe, though, that having gotten into it, that you were not aware which way it was going. I mean,
if you're making a film about Caligula, he was a pagan emperor. He was a pagan time. This is before Christ. It was never going to be, you know, Watch with Mother. It's a very, very...
Watch with Mother, it certainly ain't.
No, it ain't, no.
I really ought to
hopefully
say...
my mother won't watch it either, because I wouldn't suggest that... I'm not particularly... The thing is that the intent of the film, the original intent, has now been bastardized.
This Monday on BBC One, Happy Birthday, Dear Ma'am. An affectionate portrait of Her Majesty the Queen from childhood to today.
A number of demonstrators sat down in the middle of a busy Oxford Street. Police reinforcements moved in. They were met by showers of red paint. They forced a path through the packed crowd at the wheel of a commandeered bus. As demonstrators were led away by the dozen, CND disowned them as a politically motivated group who'd blackened an otherwise dignified day of protest.
It's made people realise how unstable the whole situation is, that a superpower can behave like this. I mean, we don't support terrorism, but we totally refuse that this is the right way to settle issues of terrorism. So I think it will actually move a lot of people in our direction.
The marchers left as quickly as they'd arrived, on to another rally in Hyde Park. Politicians added their voice to the condemnation of the United States and British governments. It had been a long day, and frustration boiled over into anger when the rally broke up.
Over 40 demonstrators were arrested in the West End of London this evening at a protest against the Americans bombing Libya. Hundreds sat down in the road, bringing Oxford Street to a standstill. There were scuffles with police, windows were broken and paint thrown. 2 policemen were taken to hospital for treatment. There'd been little trouble earlier at a rally in Hyde Park and a protest outside the American Embassy in Grosvenor Square.
Not since the days of the Vietnam War had Grosvenor Square seen such a bitter outpouring of anti-American feeling. Many of the demonstrators were veterans of those protests. Others hadn't even been born then. Police had sealed off all roads leading to the embassy. The crowd was kept well away from the building. But that was as far as they'd intended to go. Their point was made.
George Kennedy, towering over the Queen with his 6'4". This is the first time that George Kennedy has sung and danced in a film. What does the Queen remember of his work? Perhaps his Oscar-winning performance in Cool Hand Luke. Robert Vaughan.
Jeremy Irons, the leading role in the television series Brideshead Revisited, of course, he played in the film The French Lieutenant's Woman. He is now working on the Polish film Noack. And this will be followed later in the year by Betrayal and Biggles, a very busy actor indeed.
Sir John Gielgud, the press again full of interest. Sir John Gielgud's 40th year in films this year, and the role apparently of which he has been most proud up until now, Cassius in Julius Caesar.
And Prince Charles is now greeting members of Duran Duran.
And now to Susan George. And it's the On the Buses man, Reg Varney. I think she's saying that the lights are very hot in here.
And Fiona Fullerton, who plays Pola, perhaps takes part in the most publicised jacuzzi scene ever with Bond. He's worked in Hollywood for the last year. And on British television, I know that many of you will remember Angels and Dick Barton, in which she played. Grace Jones, Bond's amazing adversary in A View to a Kill. You'll no doubt have seen her as an exceptional disco performer. She made her motion picture debut as an Amazonian warrior Zula in Cannon the Destroyer.
And Maggie Smith. Many outstanding roles to her credit. And Peter Ustinov, actor, producer, playwright and raconteur. Lovely twinkle in his eye always, and besides successful records and extensive activities on stage, radio and television, he has to date written 17 plays, no less, 4 books, 8 film scripts, and directed and co-produced 7 films. He plays the part of Hercule Poirot.
Admittedly, there's no pornographic... I don't do any pornographic material in that...
Oh, Malcolm?
Tell me. What are you referring to? Now, you see, you're going to make... They're all going to go to die.
Well, this is what I was going to say.
You're playing into this man's hands, for God's sake.
I know. There is a terrible moral dilemma. Here we are talking about something which they're all... The people are leaving now.
In droves.
In droves. They're trying to get out to see it. But there are certain things... You do an awfully... I can't even begin to describe what it is that you do. Am I blushing at all?
That'll be the day when I see you blushing, Russell. No, you're not blushing, all right.
Well, first of all, you pass water on the stage quite openly.
Listen, I told you, it's a pagan time.
That's the mildest thing you do, Malcolm.
My father, I must say, thought I was good.
Your father thought you were brilliant?
He thought that was the most perfect thing he'd ever seen in his life. He said, that's really good acting, or maybe you can do that on cue.
God bless you, Vicar. God bless you.
Thank you very much, love. Very nice.
Morning, Vicar.
Morning.
What's that, Vicar?
Excuse me, Vicar.
Yes?
I wonder if I could ask you 1 or 2 questions.
Well, I was just on my way to the church.
Well, I won't take a moment. Vicar, do you really feel that in these days of the welfare state that there's any need for this sort of charity?
I do, definitely, yes.
But surely there are no really desperately poor people in the country anymore.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily true, but in any case, I'm just as worried about the rich.
About the rich? That's quite a new idea, isn't it?
That's a very old one. You haven't been reading your Bible. Of course, this is only a start. I expect to see a lot more giving and far less getting around this place.
Yes, at the moment it does seem to be rather the other way round, doesn't it?
I dare say that's right, but the example's there. It'll catch on. You see, after all, Christianity is example. It's give, 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 from the widow's mite to life itself.
What immediate effects, if any, do you expect from all this?
Well, you've only got to look around you. Goodwill always breeds goodwill.
Exchange Travel are opening 50 new branches in Debenhams. Now, our 90 branches will give you real value for money, with all the special offers from the major tour operators and low-cost family reunions. Debenhams chose Exchange Travel for the value we offer and our staff, who are price-conscious. For real value, call it Exchange Travel.
Like John Gielgud, you have a hankering.
I love John Gielgud. I hope to do a play that he is going to direct, The Importance of Being in Earnest, on Broadway in the spring, hopefully, with...
Is that lining itself together?
We hope. I haven't spoken to John, because I only got back yesterday.
Have you ever been directed by him?
No.
Can't he be slightly...
Oh, no, there's no better man in the world to direct Oscar Wilde and The Importance of Being Earnest. I should think I wouldn't want to do it with any other director, and it'll be a great privilege to work with him because I adore him and love him.
Well, a lot of people do, but there are legion stories about the things that he does and about the quixotic nature of his mind and about the fact he changes.
Do you know, there is one story, but I asked him whether it was true, and he said, I don't think I can remember that. I don't think so. Was it me? It may have been me. Yeah. Anyway, apparently he was on Broadway in a play, and he was being feted by everybody. Are you getting wound up?
No.
All right.
I'm stretching.
So I can... Okay. So he went anyway to a party given by an American actress called Mercedes McCambridge, and she's a very famous actress there. And there's only one Mercedes McCambridge. I mean, that's a very unique name. And so John went to this thing, and he was going to so many of these parties, cocktail parties and stuff. So he's sitting there, and Mercedes McCambridge says to him, well, tell me, Mr. Gielgud, you know, what have you been doing? He said, oh, practically boring, really, and I'm rather tired, and I've got to go to this awful thing, and I'm going to this dinner party with Mercedes McCambridge. And she said, but I am Mercedes McCambridge. And he said, oh, yeah, not you, dear, the other one.